Welcome back, RnR Talk, episode 20, the big 20, episode 20 for RnR Talk. We're here with the man, Chad Rhoades. Chad, how you feeling? We're in the Hilton, Doubletree Hilton.
Yeah, it's in Lake Erie. It's not bad.
Yeah.
Nice little place. How's the gym?
Gym was good, though. A little YMCA right actually next to the field, so we were
Oh,
already
really?
next to the field.
Oh,
yeah.
that's right. I went across the street.
Yeah.
Hotel's nice. Yeah, there's some food, walkable. It's a good place. Bed's comfy.
And they got like an outlet store over there. We must have had like a morning game. Or did we have two morning games when we were in Lake Erie last time? Because I remember I was able to go out at night to the
I
outlet
think
store.
we did something really.
Yeah.
No, it's nice. A little theater over there. Everything you want. Good area.
Yeah. Well, very good area. Avon, Ohio. One of the nicer areas, I would say, that at least the hotel is around when you're going out on all these trips. But we're fresh off the All-Star break, fresh off a win yesterday against Lake Erie. A very good win against a good team. We're honestly not bad against them. 3-4 right now on the season. They're at the top of the division in the West. They're like a game behind Washington now after we beat them. But we've hung in with them in pretty much all the games, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, you know what it's come down to in the crux of our position right now has been starting pitching. And when the starting pitcher's been on, especially against a team like this, it's pitcher's ballpark. It's big. You know, you got to run the bases well, and you got to play clean defense. And if you throw strikes, limit your walks, limit your hit batters, limit all the errors. You got a good chance to win, especially if you get on the board early.
Yeah.
Yesterday we got on the board early, and really not a whole lot of danger from there. A couple solo shots. Solos never kill you, especially if you keep playing the same way and you don't change your approach. I thought we did a good job with that, sticking with the plan. I thought Wagner and Cam did a good job coming in, filling up the zone. Wagner's always he's always getting stuck with some kind of weird play, weird moment.
Yeah.
But he's always good at staying steady and attacking, and I like that about him. That's why we want to hand him the ball first and kind of get him some innings right after that break. Because it's always a little bit different. Those guys coming in after the break, you've had a little time off. You had to have that time off during the season, so it's a little bit awkward getting back out there. Kind of knocking a little bit of that off, but I want to get those guys in there quick to get back into a rhythm of things, especially since we're home for a while, and we'll be at home we've got 10 games there, and ready for it. We have to focus on tonight.
Yeah, we were talking about it. This is like kind of like a super relaxed trip. You're coming off the All-Star break, 4 off days. You don't have to go far on the travel. It's only like a 3.5-hour drive. Just the weekend series. You know, you got the off day right before, and then 9 games, or actually 10 games with 1 games being a doubleheader. Plus, you still have an off day, so it's not even in a row. So it's very nice. That's the longest homestand we have all season. That'll be coming up. A lot of fun things happening at Thomas More. But that's, just going to be relaxing for sure. And that's, great right after the All-Star break.
It's nice, because that's what the goal, kind of the goal of what we've been pushing for all season. It's going to come to a head during that homestand. To me, one way or another. The goal is to get to 500 during that homestand shortly thereafter. That's the team goal. And so we're going to know as far as the way it looks and how it plays out after that homestand. But I say every game's important. But to me, we've kind of set our mind there because that leaves us with enough leeway to kind of keep hold of that and keep climbing past the 500. But that's the goal. That's the goal of the core the team's at. And I'm really excited to see how it plays out, especially once we see the draft's over now. So we've been talking to people. Obviously looking at guys that did get missed out on the draft. Looking to give some guys some opportunities. As we make this last push forward. But I'm excited to see how it plays out, and it's going to be fun.
Yeah. And, we can tally off 2 spots there. Jesse always had kind of like the thought that you have to be 10 games over 500 to make that playoff spot. But as it stands right now, we're 9 games below 500, but you're around like 8 out of just a playoff spot in the 3 spot. Yeah. So if you get back to 500, you got to be like feeling pretty good about actually where you would be in the standings. You just right outside that 3 spot, you would hope.
I think from a numerical value on wins, I think 52 gets you close, knocking on the door for the 3rd spot. I think 53 gets you in. Anything over that, I think you're in.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot. So when I was looking at it from the All-Star break, I don't like looking at it like this and day by day, but I think those last 30 and 10 we're in.
Yeah.
30 and 10 we get in.
Yeah.
I think that's doable. There's our offense. We sure up some things on the starting side. keep everybody healthy on the way out, we got a good shot at it. I think the second half is what we're going to play, especially with got some energy and some life. But 30-10, I think gets you in. 52 can do it. 51, some things are going to happen. There's more games in the division this year, so teams are kind of beating up on each other. So it's a little bit more dependent on how some of those other teams play, but we're not really focused on that because they're focused on ourselves and we do what we need to do. Then it's going to shake out the way it needs to shake out in the end.
Yeah, and it's honestly nice the way that schedule ends up. You're not going to have 6 in a row anymore on the road. You would have like an off day in between that, or you would have one of those 3-game series at home in between that. So it's not like you're got to be those full road warriors. Like I feel like we've been so much in that first half. So the schedule, I would say, honestly falls in favor of Florence. Just got to take advantage of it. You spoke about this earlier on. A lot of people missed out in the draft. I think a few, honestly, from Florence that did not get picked up in the draft. Steven Hrustich, Reed Smith, and you can even say Buezo Saban. I know NAIA guy's a little different, but he's been dynamite here in professional baseball. Kind of what's their mindset moving forward here? I know that's obviously a tough pill to swallow, but moving forward here is just, keep rocking.
Yeah, I mean, the environment and the way that, these guys here, they're here for each other. They're here for the game that they're playing now. Obviously, it's got to be disappointing to not get called, especially after producing it at this level. This is beyond the college level and showing that they are capable of playing at a higher level. But as far as what it does to them on day in and day out, no, they're not going to stop their work. They're not going to stop doing what they're doing. It's obviously, good track record to keep continuing what they're doing and get picked up in the off season. That's always a goal too. It's not if you missed out on the draft, okay, it's over. I didn't get my shot. No, you didn't. Keep doing it every single day. The undrafted free agent thing is still open right now. Obviously, contracts, their guys are free for the next month.
Yeah.
So I think it's crazy if somebody doesn't take a look at some of these guys realistically and get them for free because they're better than some of the guys I know they have at the lower levels. I know that. I've seen the type of players at the lower levels, and I think these guys can compete there. So I'm still holding out hope those guys do get their opportunity before, and I hope it happens quickly. That way we can make those moves and fill in those spots because obviously we would miss anybody who did go. But that's the whole point, and that's the whole plan. We'll make provisions and we'll do things if they do get picked up. But to me, it's the number one goal is to put them in situations to be successful for the team, successful for themselves. And if they do that, they will give themselves a chance. And I think they've both done that, and I know that they're going to continue to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. And even then, the draft isn't like the surest spot to get into Major League Baseball. I was looking at that graphic yesterday. I think Craig had brought it up, and then all of a sudden I saw it on my Twitter feed. Top team in the last 10 years, only 23% of their draft picks have actually made it to the league. That's the Houston Astros. Everyone else beneath that, Mets, I think, were like the worst at 9%. So there's obviously different ways to get into Major League Baseball without just being in the draft. So hopefully, obviously those guys get the look, and that's their whole thing, getting up to, affiliated ball. We would miss them here. I completely agree on that. But, it gives us some opportunity as well. Those guys out of college that didn't get in the draft that already aren't on the team, I know you and Dave already starting to look at those guys, bring them in and add them to this club and continue to produce that second half team. What's kind of the process there? What are you guys really looking at from a guy that didn't get drafted but, obviously has the tools to play professional ball?
Yeah, guys that we're talking to are on different boards, on a lot of different teams' boards, so they're getting looks. Reason they got looked over, maybe it was a position, maybe it's a body type. It wasn't anything as far as the talent-wise. Maybe it's just something an organization didn't like. Maybe it was the school he was at. Maybe it was NAI. Doesn't mean they can't play baseball, and doesn't mean that they're not going to produce and be good baseball players. It's like Hank Zeisler, for example. Doesn't profile as a big league first baseman. Does that mean he can't hit? Does that mean he can't be versatile and play the outfield and play first in a pinch or catch in a pinch? No, not at all. But the dude's going to hit, and he's going to hit at every level. So it's kind of one of those situations that we're looking at. Those guys who got looked over for those types of situations that can really hit, that can really play, that deserve an opportunity. And so that's what we're looking at. So on the arm side, same things. The guys that maybe it's their mix is not good enough. Maybe it's an off speed needs tweaking. Maybe it's a delivery, a little change that needs fixing. Maybe their velo's dropped because they throw a lot of innings and we want to take a bite right now. Same thing kind of happened with Watson last year. You got a good offseason, came back in full, fresh, healthy, off 120 innings, and got picked up quickly. Same thing with Carter Spivey and those other guys. So it's kind of looking at the guys who did get overlooked. Maybe it's just for one or two things, and as long as we peg that one or two things, we know they're going to produce, and we can help them develop while they're here. and hopefully get themselves a chance to get picked up. So we're looking at those, and we do vetting of calling the coaches, calling the scouts, talking about them who did write reports, but making sure the guy understands this is a team game. If you're jumping into something that's not selfish, go for you, summer ball, come in and finish it up. This is you're jumping into a team, and you need it. And the team is already set enough at this point, which is beautiful about the environment, that it's not going to allow somebody to come in and rock the boat like that. They kind of people come in and you either fall in line or you get pushed out really quick. So that's kind of I'm happy that's been set, and I'm happy with the players that I've talked to that might have an opportunity here in the next week or so.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're looking forward to see them play, see what guys you bring in. Sounds like a lot of exciting mix, and just the chance to continue to prove themselves. I loved what I saw from Reed Smith yesterday. Obviously disappointed, didn't go in the draft. Comes out, fires 6 innings, 1 run against one of the top teams in the Frontier League. Looked really good, picking up 8 strikeouts as well.
I have some teams here watching him too. Came in and watched him pitch, and had some scouts. So there's guys at the games watching guys, still putting in performances, still just kind of pushing their names along. So it's good to see, and it's good to have guys here watching one guy and picking up on multiple.
Yeah.
So we got a couple different looks for some other guys that played as well, that weren't necessarily under the watch coming in, but ended up being on the list as the guys leading.
Let's talk about a guy that's not in the draft. He was Justin Lavey, who we had just added from Lake Country as the final trade of the Ray Zuber trade from last year. Or did that happen in the offseason? But either way, he was the player to be named later. He came in, and just tell me a little bit more about what you saw in Lavey.
I had some good conversation with him. Talk with the team, Lake Country too, trying to solidify that Zuber deal before the All-Star break. And kind of one of those open spots kind of on the roster that you've seen has been second base. It's been kind of a revolving door there a little bit. And kind of looking to bring in a more experienced player rather than take another chance on a college kid who needs to be inundated with professional baseball and needs to be caught up to speed. Kind of been looking for a guy who had some experience, and he had 1,100 innings in the minor league second base, and he had 20 errors. So he had 960-something fielding percentage a second. So I know he can handle himself over there. I like the way he carries himself. I think obviously the approach and the stick under Craig's direction, and I think within this lineup, it's kind of one of those things that helps guys fall in line. It helps them free up and be the best version of themselves. We're not talking about swings. We're not talking about adjusting that. We're talking about approach and how you go about getting into the box and how you fit into your role in the lineup. And I think he understands all that. He's got a good head on his shoulders, good character guy. I really like the guy and what he brings. But no, he's been solid out there second. I thought that play yesterday was way underrated. And I thought that play was huge, a little over-shoulder catch. And he made it look so easy and nonchalant. It's kind of like, well, I don't know why everybody's playing that off like it's no big deal. It's because we haven't seen a whole lot of that over there as far as the range and depth and being able to be like, oh, that was easy. Not, oh my gosh, it was, pulled something out that was crazy. It was like, no, he just did it because it's just what he does. So it was nice to see that. Turned a nice double play yesterday too. Quick transfer, and Chavez made a good finish on it. But no, I like him. I like what he brings, and we've seen him at the plate. I think he's going to get better at the plate. I think his approach he's hyper aggressive. Obviously, you can see that. Likes to pitch and he likes to go, but he likes to shoot both sides. I've seen him hit the ball both sides. He likes to do hit and runs, and he likes to be aggressive on the bases. So I'm excited to see him with more playing time, getting comfortable and kind of fitting in, and seeing him turn into himself.
Yeah, and he started in 4 games. He's got a hit in all 4 games, so 4-game hitting streak and on base streak to start off his career in Florence. Yeah, he's looked like a very good position player. And I will say, I had a good call on that over-the-shoulder grab, so I was given the love it deserved, and hopefully I submitted it for the top 10 plays. They haven't released that, I don't think, yet.
It was nice.
But hopefully he is in there.
There's some nice plays in that game all around.
Yeah.
The Fuentes play, I thought Chavez made a couple good backhand plays. I thought Zayd made a couple good stretches.
He's always stretching. He's always stretching. He's always in the
unnecessary stretching, but no, he's always doing it, and he's good. He didn't bat an eye, going for first base yesterday,
which is good.
Which is good. You're a little thin with Reeves and Johnson. They won't make it tonight either, so they'll be back for tomorrow. So a little thin, but we'll do what we got to do, and we'll surprise.
Yeah, it was a thin group. Yesterday. I mean, didn't have D-Will either.
D-Will didn't win.
And Reeves and Johnson, kind of little flight predicament. And now they got to get up here today, and then I guess, they'll They got a lot of driving ahead because
Yeah,
they're
they
going
get
to
on
get here
train.
for
They get on train.
Really?
They get on train. It'll
Wow.
be in like at 4 in the morning, and Uber to the hotel.
brutal. And that is and just to play one day and then travel back home to Florida.
Get the day off, fellas.
That's
it. You're enjoying your All-Star break now.
Yeah, that's fun. Either way, a lot of baseball is still to come. How many games left?
39.
39 games left. We got another one coming up tonight. It's another 7:05 start here in Lake Erie. Edgar Martinez taking on Darian Ravens, who we've seen 2 times. He's 7-0 though. I want to give him his first loss. I thought we did pretty well against him, at least one of those times.
Yeah.
I definitely want to give him his first loss. That'd be nice to see. Let's keep the second half momentum going. 7:05 Flow Baseball or on our YouTube audio stream. Check that out, and we'll see you next time here on RnR Talk.